Look like him for a second?
A little bit. Okay, welcome back to this week's edition of the BarroomBlitz.com, taped live in front of a beer drinking audience. We are bringing you a rogue opinion in your sports world. We are back after a 2-week layoff. Just so you guys know, as fans of the program who have been wondering where it has been over the last week, we will be taping on Sunday mornings at 12 o'clock. Do you understand? I'm talking to you and you and you. I understand if you're going golfing or you're going fishing or you're getting in hockey fights with Buffalo Sabres fans. So if you hear the little list from the guy beside to the exact right of me, Mr. Michael Patzik, it's not because his girlfriend punched him in the face. He got in a death argument at the Buffalo Sabres game yesterday.
Yes.
So he's got a little list, but he's not turned gay on us yet.
No.
Oh, you know he does go to that
Only
Zooey
on Wednesdays.
Deschanel concert every now and then. I got Glenn Cheeks Keller over here. I got Dom Marama.
Hold it. What time is it?
Sunday,
At
12
what
o'clock. Sunday.
Are we doing
Now-
it in the back?
We will be in the back.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
Now,
I got to dress
There's a-
appropriate.
well, it's been a little while. You know, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, but we will start in Mike Patzik and Dom's wheelhouse. The Flyers are back once again.
It has been nuts.
It's a
man.
tough series.
How did you like the Leighton move?
I told you guys before, I am not a fan of Leighton at all. Never. He played one game all year. How can Laviolette throw him into a fire? Game 6 elimination game. Throw him into the fire after he's played one game all year against the Kings. And he gave up 4 goals and got pulled.
Yeah.
You come in Game 6 elimination game. You
I
throw
don't
him
know
in there?
where. Like, why would you even put him on the team? I would take that whole doubt away from
The
you.
kid, he took the kid away. He took the kid out. Game 3, made him sit in the middle of the locker room. Took his locker away. Didn't even have a locker after practice,
Yeah.
and put Leighton in. Why would you do that to our future guy?
We know Leighton is Laviolette's boy.
You know what we know? Leighton has a ceiling, and he'll never get better than that ceiling. Just like Bush.
Last year,
Average
he
goal. Yeah.
No, he got caught on fire last year. He's not going to be anything more than he was.
But we didn't ride him the whole playoffs. You remember,
Yeah.
Bush also was a big critical part of last year's playoffs as well. Like, we know Bush is an average goalie who can get hot. You know what I mean? He can, but he's not going to get hot for 3 rounds.
They're both.
Leighton is below average goalie.
Bobrovsky's got somewhat of a future ahead of him. We have to wait and see what we got there. But the other two guys are basically your backup goalies.
Exactly. They're career backup goalies.
Career backup goalies. One got hot last year, and one gets hot every now and then.
Leighton, if
You
you
know?
noticed even the game that he was put in relief of Bush after Bush gave up 3 horrendous goals, his rebounds were 20 feet every time. Every time they shot the puck, there was a 20-foot rebound. Like, wouldn't you think the rebound control is pretty important when you're going into overtime? I know you can't really put Bush
I know
back
it's
in.
important, but could you stop gritting your teeth?
Oh, man. I had emergency dental surgery today. What kind of hockey analysis would I be if I didn't show up after I got my tooth pulled? You know what I mean?
We could have put it right here on the air.
Yeah.
Yanked it right out.
It was only like 2.5 hours ago, too. So.
But I mean, there's only so much to work with there, right? I mean, you know, you're going to give up 3 goals every game.
Yeah,
So
but you
better score
have
5 or
some
6.
games. Yeah, we haven't scored any.
Right.
I mean, we're not. You got to put the. You know, what's the way to beat this Miller guy? I mean, obviously he's taking the national team to almost the promised land, and he's a good goalie. But there's got to be ways to beat him. They weren't the number 7 seed for nothing.
Well, when you look at the amount of goals he's let up, it's almost the same as the Flyers. I mean,
Right.
he's let up a lot of goals. He had 2 games where he blanked us, but I mean, he's
Yeah,
had
but he
2
blanked us. It was they only scored 1 goal. That's
Right,
You know,
that's
not like our
nothing.
goalie let us down.
Right.
He stole them 2 games.
Yep.
Realistically, if you've watched every game, no one will argue the fact that the Flyers have been the better team every single game. Sure. We have given them 6 goals. 6 goals in the playoffs. To a playoff team, you should never win any of those games. 2-3 really bad goals, we lose in overtime. The fact that we got to overtime is impressive. The fact that we won yesterday with like that, giving up 3 horrendous back-breaking goals, and I can only thank Coletta for making fun of the divorce situation with Hartnell and Briere, because Briere said, I went in that locker room after he said that and got those boys riled up and came back, and what does Briere do? 2
What
goals.
happened? What happened? Explain.
They were talking about his divorce.
The punk, has Tiemann supposedly was quoted saying he's the first float in the Buffalo scumbag parade.
Wow.
What did he say? Let's
He
hear
said
it.
he was talking trash about Briere's recent divorce, which is why Briere struggled. Not in the
Briere
playoffs
and
last year.
Hartnell.
And Hartnell as well. I can see why Hartnell was upset, though, because I don't think he'll ever get a chick as hot as the last one he had. He was
He's a hockey player. They all get hot.
Was Briere,
the hottest chicks in
was
all
Briere
sports.
sleeping with Hartnell's chicken?
No.
But
But you remember the
crazy?
whole Jeff Carter sleeping with Hartnell thing that was going around last year?
Yeah.
So, like, he was chirping, and I think
That's happened before. Because they say that about Brenda Moore. And,
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Hockey
Can that happen?
has to do that kind of thing. You're trying to get under the guy's skin. I don't know if you ever saw Slapshot. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah.
So what do they need? What do they need here tomorrow night? What do they
Is
need?
the home ice advantage just huge? Like when you get
heard
there?
it here first. 4-1, they win. End of story.
4-1?
I called it in 5. I didn't know the goalies were going to be horrendous.
Who
so
is
bad.
possible? Only one goal.
4-1, man.
I think that's
4-1.
Wow,
Wait, who's going to score? They have Waugh coming back.
Who's
Roy.
going to score?
Yeah.
They lost Pominville. They lost Connolly. They got nobody. Brad Boyce, they got from St. Louis early in the year. That guy hasn't
Listen,
scored in a
don't
minute.
jinx them, because you're jinxing them with this. They got
I am
nobody.
not. There's no such thing as a Patrick jinx. I'll tell you right
Whoa!
now.
Okay.
you
Not
heard it
only-
here.
You heard it here.
Not only, but they will win the next round, and they will win the final round, and then we will see our Flyers competing for a Stanley Cup. I said it from the beginning of the year. I'm not
With
changing
them
now.
goalies?
They're gonna do it. Man.
All right. So
They did it last year with.
Is there enough time for one goalie to get hot? Or are you still going to play musical chairs?
I think Bobrovsky has got to be the backup for Game 7. I don't care what.
I don't think he's going to be though. Do you?
We don't know. You didn't know late.
I
Did you
think
really
They announced
did you
Bush
really-
is definitely the goal.
Oh
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
know that.
You
but-
realize that he started like the team bailed Peter Laviolette out. He's a foot all summer long and might actually lose his job for that Lavie for playing Leighton. Like that was like the worst. decision.
I don't know if he's going to lose a job for that one.
Dude, that was.
game. It was a
was
bad
bad.
decision, obviously, but
That's a
Man,
wild decision in the middle of
And no, this team
for a
is
team
out
that went to the
horrible.
finals last
Yeah,
year
this
and
team-
then come in as the number 2 seed and should have been the number 1 seed, but they played flat.
right.
And you know how the coaching change works
Oh,
in hockey. For
wow.
some reason, it's a light switch.
Shoot, how long do Flyers keep coaches for?
Not very long.
Not long.
man. Not
Boosh
long.
Well, I
is
think-
your goalie.
I
Boosh
think-
is your goalie. Just run him out.
I think with the
right.
coaches
Exactly right.
system, the coaching that's going on right now, that one sign when Holmgren came down in the locker room was a sign, twice.
Yeah, and
When does a general manager ever come down in
That's
the
what I'm
locker
saying.
room? So, I mean, you know he's walking a tightrope.
If you talk to Canes fans, they say Laviolette was great. They won a couple of them, blah, blah, blah. But eventually his system of the way he does things behind the scenes.
Wears off.
And players start to give you the big birds. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? Screw you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, hopefully the Flyers. That's the great thing about the Flyers and why I've been so confident is because they have such great depth of, in all positions, their defense and their forward core. It's just, and they have role players in all the right areas, like their penalty kills, like Powell and Betts, right? And you got Mazars, who's a beast. You got Coburn, who's
Now, is
played
the
a piece
Pronger
minute.
situation, is that
Just having him on the bench was huge.
Hold
I
on, hold
think.
on. Let's go back to these beasts, all right?
Mazars has been a stud.
He was horrible. Didn't they scratch him?
Whoa, Mazars?
Didn't they scratch him
that's
2
right.
games ago?
No.
Is that the guy you were talking about? The
No, that's
Blackhawk guy?
Jaredev.
Sheridan?
Who was the Blackhawk guy you were talking about?
Versteeg, he sucks.
I know.
Versteeg, the guy you were talking all
Yo,
up.
now that you brought up Versteeg, watch this next game. How many times he's on the seat of his pants? He looks like Hartnell 2010. Hartnell, who had one of his worst career years ever last year, right? Everyone knows that he was terrible. He was on his ass every time. Breer has been carrying those guys. Hartnell was, like I told you, was playing real well down the stretch. Versteeg, right? Dude, that guy's on his pants all the time, man.
That's the guy.
No, it was Boynton. He was talking Boynton.
Oh, you were talking
Versteeg
Boyd?
wasn't on.
Boynton's not even playing right now.
Right.
He's scratched. He's a healthy scratch. We
Right,
have
but
Sabrat.
Boynton was on
That's the guy.
Chicago.
That's the guy.
Boynton's the guy.
Yeah, no.
Well, how about Jaredev coming out of nowhere, all of a sudden playing like lights
Well,
out?
but if you notice, the goals that we given up on that 1-0 game, he was the one that was supposed to be checking that day. They scored.
Yeah, but you can't tell me his play
Pominville.
hasn't been a plus on the ice.
No. He's been better. I'm just saying he's still big defensive liability, so you have to throw him out there at the right time. But he has one goal. He's been doing it. That goal was huge. Obviously, he had a game-winning goal.
How about JVR? He has been
Beast.
beast.
You were cutting him a while ago, I think.
I never cut him. I said, whoa. If you guys remember, I said he is a young, great pedigreed second-round overall pick who will be a good player. But the Flyers are trying to win right now and would probably get a player who is more prolific for the run.
Well, right
no
now,
one knows.
You know
no
what?
one
You're
knows.
a fraud.
No
you
one
are
knows.
a
No one could have told me.
Because I wrote down what you were talking about, and you were getting rid of him like
I said I
month
wouldn't be
ago.
surprised if they traded him. He was a
And
healthy
now
scratch.
he's a beast.
He's been a beast.
He has
He is
been
one beast.
He's been
Who's the worst player on the Flyers now? Well, that's playing out there.
Savret.
What
That's
about Powell? He sucks.
How could you say Powell sucks? He eats.
Because he passes across the net all the time. That damn near they almost score.
He's not an offensive player. He's a.
Are the injuries starting to take a toll? I mean,
I hope so. They're all injured from what he said.
Nodal
Jeff
and
Carter is hurt, and Nodal's hurt.
Carter's hurt, and
he's not Nodal. It's no goal.
Same guy.
What?
Andre is no goal.
Thank God he's a
no-go.
no-go. Thank God he's a no-go.
But,
That's all.
but back to JVR. I would have bet you your mortgage that you would have said if at the beginning of the year JVR be the best player in our first round series of the playoffs.
No.
You would have bet anything.
Well, that's
in the
all those
entire
people.
world.
That's also all those people last year when they got to the playoffs, and everyone's like, I don't know why Danny Briere's on the team, and then all of a sudden he goes crazy on the
but
goal.
Danny Briere's a good player.
Yeah,
he's a
but
solid player.
people were picking on him like crazy last year because he wasn't tough enough. Because he's not that type of player. He's your guy's putting the puck in the net. He's your burner.
Yeah, but the problem is they have him in the wrong position. He's in front of the goalie all the time.
That's where he's the best player. He's one of the best players in the
No,
league.
he
in front of the
shouldn't
goalie.
be in front of you. He should be back
That's where he
shooting.
scores all his goals. He scores all of his goals in front of the goal.
Here's the thing.
No, I think
Briere
left
has
or right, he
92
shoots.
points in 91 playoff games.
Yeah, no, he's
Right.
more
I'm saying he went off last year too.
more-
I mean,
Yeah.
and I remember this one league. I don't know why you're there. Like one Stanley, I was like,
So
you're
he's
so
a Tim
stupid.
Kerr. You're saying he's a Tim Kerr.
No, he's not Tim
Danny
Kerr.
Well, that's where they're putting him in front of the goal, like Tim Kerr used to sit. No?
Have you seen the goals? I know you're not a hockey guy, so
I'm not a big hockey guy,
So-
and I told him, Vince,
you're not-
Yeah, but Tim
how many
Kerr.
yards getting
Yeah, but
traded. and,
your notion of Tim Kerr and maybe like a John LeClaire are guys that could body up
Yeah,
in front.
Tim
That's
Kerr,
totally
John
different.
LeClaire, but
Briere
that's where they have him.
plays around the other way though. He faces
his
the goal.
office is in the back of the goal.
On the
Yeah.
back of the goal.
He does like Gretzky. Gretzky was the most prolific scorer from behind.
Come from around.
He could do
Right.
anything in his office. The office is behind the goal. He spins around. He gets in front. He gets rebounds. And Briere can knock a puck down better than anyone in the world. And
Yeah,
he stick and pop it.
you're saying the same thing. I think you're just getting mixed up with the way he's putting it. He's talking about coming from behind the goal,
See,
and
I'm
you're
talking
saying the
I'm talking
same
a guy
thing.
that's sit-
No,
I've
you're
seen him in front a
thinking
couple
you're thinking what with him talking about being in the front. You're
Right.
thinking about Tim Kerr like this,
Right,
bodying up the
exactly.
defenseman.
Oh, no,
running
That's
defense.
what
No,
I'm saying.
he's saying exactly what you
All right.
want. You guys just aren't.
He needs to be in front of the
your
goalie
hockey
to get the
terminology is a little
rebounds.
down, cheeks.
Yeah, but
No,
he's
my
not. He's
hockey
not a,
terminology is right on.
He's
It's
not
right
a
on
passer.
par as
All right,
usual.
well, let's hopefully we'll be talking about some hockey next
without a doubt,
Sunday.
man.
We'll be talking.
Sunday.
Let's hope it's
If
positive.
it's 4-1,
4-1.
if it's
4-1.
4-1, we will do 20 shots here. All right.
Oh, all
Party
right.
Casey.
And not 4-1 Buffalo. That don't work.
And it's
all
time
right?
to grab some
I know.
icy cold
I
Bud
told you,
Lights,
man.
and we'll be right back with some more Barroom Blitz.
Not
Come.
how do you possibly think they can hold them to